been watching The Last Man on Earth, which is on SBS.
Oh yeah,
It's a comedy. It's annoying.
that's good.
It's funny. It's annoying. It's one of those shows where like Will Forte. He's been on like Saturday Night
Nah,
Live and stuff. You would know him if you saw him.
yeah,
Funny. Have you seen Beer Fest?
yeah.
Yeah, you know the German guy in that, the short one. He's real
Bad
funny.
guy.
Yeah.
Bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy. He was also on How I Met Your Mother too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really like that show. My brother loves that show, but I can't.
I loved it too when I was 18.
Mm.
Now, nah,
No, it's
it's
terrible.
shit.
But
It's
yeah,
funny how shows just age so shitly.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I just banged my knee on the table. Oh, yeah, fuck, that hurt. How about your mother? When I was 18, 19, 20, when I was at uni, I really liked it. And now watching it again, I'm like, this is the most cringiest fucking shit I've ever watched in my entire life.
It's closer to the quality of Big Bang Theory than it is to Friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people.
Yeah, but you have some weird love for Friends.
Friends is good. No, but I'm saying like
I
Friends,
don't think so.
like it is. It's better. It's better than fucking all those ones. But
See, I would talk more about when it comes to sitcoms.
Well, Seinfeld, obviously.
Yeah, the only sitcom, not the only, but there's only a couple of sitcoms that I can just rewatch without. If I turn it on and Seinfeld's on 7 and 8, I'm like, well, I'm going to watch Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And
Philly.
it's Seinfeld and Philly. I don't know if I can think of another sitcom. Scrubs was one that I loved. That's also aged like dog shit. It makes me cringe.
Wow, Scrubs always did my head in. I liked it at first. It was one of those shows where I was like, I can only watch 3 episodes in a row. Anything more than that, you're watching the same episode. Their formula. It did my
formula. I think I've said this already before, 100 years ago, that I used to call it 10% time on Scrubs.
Yeah.
They would be funny. And then for 10% of the episode, they would bring in the fray and have a sad sadness.
Yeah, someone
finish
died.
on it. They would always finish on sadness too. They'd always, not always, but they would generally finish on.
Or something
he'll never
like
get the girl that he loved.
Yeah. Yeah. Or something like, here's something to make you think as you turn the episode off.
Yeah. Oh. And that really,
it works a few times. Like the episode.
It works on people whose brains haven't formed yet.
No, but it does work on a few different episodes. There's one episode where, what's his name? Colin Thingo from Men at Work. He sings the few songs in the same. That episode's real good. And then there's another episode where someone dies and the funeral's at the end of the episode. I think it's like
there's one where Brendan Fraser dies.
I think that one. Yeah, Cox's brother. Yeah,
and that brother or friend. Well. I think it was his best friend.
Yeah.
The other one that I used to love when I was younger, and I used to be like, "Oh my god, it's so good," and now it's very cringy. Was the episode called? I always never forgot it. The episode called My Lunch. And I think it was actually an episode written based on something that really did happen. Right. And the story is that in the episode, a woman comes in who's annoying. She's always coming in and out of the hospital. Right. And she says she's not feeling well, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, all right, we've done the tests. You're hypochondriac, go away.
Yeah.
And then she kills herself. And then JD is upset because I should have helped her. I should have realised. Yeah. And then Dr. Cox says to her, well, if she was in the hospital, yes, but she wasn't. You can't blame yourself for deaths happening outside the hospital. It's too hard. Mm-hmm. And then, luckily enough, she donated her body to donate her organs. So Dr. Cox had like all these 5 patients that were dying and all her organs saved all of them. And it was brilliant. And then it finds out that she didn't kill herself. She had rabies. And now the organs that they've given to all these people, they're all dying. And he's upset. And then that 4 of them die and 1 of them's still alive. And he's really upset. And then JD says to him, those people were fucking dead anyway. You had to make a call. And I would have made the right call. They were and then the 5th guy dies who actually had like 3 years left to live. And then he dies, and then Dr. Cox has a breakdown and he smashes the joint up. And it's a good story.
It's well written. It's definitely well written. I think like definitely all the writing, whether the jokes fall or not, they don't.
Same joke every single time.
I would say 50% of the time the jokes are annoying because it's one of those shows where they rely on the characters being slightly annoying rather than them being authentic. You know what I mean? Like American comedy has that thing where they're like, we can choose to give these characters like a real personality, or we can make them really far-fetched and wacky and annoying. And which is the problem that a lot of American comedy falls into. And the one that I'm watching at the moment, the Last Man on Earth, it does that. Like the characters are intentionally annoying. And it's one of those shows where I feel like if there was a certain episode that I had watched where they were super annoying, I would have been like, this show's fucked. But it just so happens that the first few episodes are actually quite good because the concept is good. It's like this guy who thinks he's the last guy on Earth after a virus, and then he ends up finding people, and like that's it. And then it's just like all these people that exist, small amount of people, like less than 10 people that exist in the world, and that's it. It's a good concept, and there's things that happen in it that are good. Like people die when in other shows they would have let them live just to make everyone happy. So it's one of those shows where it's got both of those sorts of things. So it just crosses over into being like, yeah, this is fine. But if it was annoying all the time, I'd be like, yeah, I can't do this. But it's very American. So
yeah, that's all right. Well, Josh, I want to talk about Cobra Kai because I think it's really great. But just with the crappy sitcoms, like, How I Met Your Mother is so painful to watch now. But I really liked it. So it's weird how it's just changed. That's
interesting.
So painful.
You know what that probably is? That's probably the society that we were in at the time. And because you're still in high school and you're surrounded by
uni.
I think it started when we were in high school.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they're still in that like chicks are mad.
Your brain's crap. That's why I'm saying it's American sitcoms, not always, but generally appeal to people whose brains don't work properly.
Yeah. It's easier to broad comedy.
16-year-olds and older idiots. It's like, it's like, wait, Barney's a rapist? I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Ted's a stalker who's obsessed with marrying everybody. The fuck is this shit? Like,
it's terrible.
And it's really cringy and not funny.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Actually, a show that it's closer to is 2.5 Men.
Yes.
It's very similar, and they were made at similar times.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's just have jokes in here that, it's edgy. It's not edgy. It's wrong. It's bad. Like, it's just stupid. You know what I mean? It's like all of the Barney, but people loved Barney because he was like, he was edgy and he was like, ooh, you shouldn't say that. It's like, nah, he's just saying shit that you actually wouldn't say. You know what I mean?
No, he wasn't like, he wasn't like, ooh, you can't say that.
Yeah, he was.
He was more, I don't remember him saying anything
always
at all.
About chicks.
Yeah.
He's always a bit fucking creepy about chicks.
I think it was just, I think it was a gay man trying to pretend what a straight man would be like.
Yeah, true.
That's what all straight men are like. They're rapists. Well, maybe not.